Hey.
Hello. Hi, Lily. We are back.
Hello, Lynn.
Yes,
Another week has gone past. So nice to see you
correct.
again.
Same here, same here. And you're so cheery self,
Yeah.
just up the week. Just nice. Starting of the
Right.
week.
Yes.
So, okay, I think without further ado, right, let's quickly self-introduce ourselves so that whoever that joins us first, right, they know who we are. Hi,
Yes.
everybody. If you're tuning in first time, I'm Lynn, the financial pharmacist who dispenses financial solutions in appropriate dosages for busy professionals. So, Lily, would you like to give a brief introduction?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I hope you have a great day today. Okay, myself is Lili, and I'm a Kashikoi trader. In the Japanese language, Kashikoi means wise. Yep. So I believe I'm wise enough, like basically because I've been investing for many years of my life since 20s, right? And over the years, of course, there's ups and downs, and I learned a lot of things, so I know what is right and what is wrong. So yes, Kashikoi Trader, yes.
So that's nice. And the reason why we are hosting this 9 p.m. Facebook Live session every week is to share with our audience on the importance of proper retirement planning. And like for example, if you come to me, I can show you a way for you to retire 10 years early. And I'm sure if you go to Lily, she can share with you the wise way to trade so that we can retire comfortably, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and we do also have a Facebook page actually. So let me just share screen. So
Yes.
can you see my screen?
Yes, but not the first page, it's the second page.
This page. Can you see?
Yes, correct.
Okay, that's great.
Mm.
So for whoever that's tuning in, this is our Facebook page for our Retire Happy, Healthy, and Wise community. So if you have not joined yet, please join us so that you can be updated on any tips pertaining to retirement that we share.
Correct. And if I may add, basically why we actually set up this page is actually for purpose of people who are planning to retire or have retired. And because of with the COVID-19 situation, a lot of retirees maybe are stuck at home. They really can't go out. So this group is more like a social community where retirees can actually go online and socialize with each other and be yourself and share your daily life, your routines, what you like to do, this and that. So it's just a community for you to actually share so that you can be kept active mentally as well. And at least there's a place for you to so-called hang out.
Right.
Yes. Mm.
Yes. So that's nice. And basically for this series, right, every week we share a different vertical. So like for example, last week we shared on Retire Happy. The vertical for this week will be Retire Healthy.
Correct.
Okay. And then next week we will have Retire Wise before we start the whole series again. Okay.
Yes.
So if you have missed previous recordings, please go to the Facebook group. You will be able to retrieve the recording and have a look at it to see what we have shared. Okay. So without further ado, for today, let's just zoom in to the Retire Healthy vertical. Okay. So Lily, earlier on, you were sharing with me that you read a very interesting article today.
Yes, actually, this article I read is the 5 things that retirees should not do. One of them I want to stress is it mentions do not ignore routine screening because it is really important. Because sometimes when we retire, we think, hey, never mind lah, no, it's okay lah. I can always postpone, delay routine because anyway you're not going to work, right? Isn't that? So, but actually it's not right, not correct. The mentality is very wrong because health is really important, and certain things sometimes we will not be able to know unless we go for a routine screening. So, do not ignore. So that's number 1. Yes.
Yeah, I think that is what I totally agree. And in fact, even like for myself, I'm not retired yet, but still I will advise those pre-retirees or even people who are still actively working to also heed, the advice that Lily has just shared with us, which is not to ignore routine screening. And pertaining to this, I actually have a health scare incident to share. So basically what happened was all the while, right, I've always thought I'm very healthy. So actually I belong to the category where I don't even do, regular screening. Yeah, because you know, like, it's like I eat healthily, I also do my exercise, and I thought I manage my work pretty well. The only bit is the sleep lah. Okay, but that one I'm aware. Okay, but what happened was like about 3 weeks ago, suddenly I felt breathless, you know, in the middle of the night when I sleep. And the next morning, I made a decision to go see the doctor, and the doctor insists that I take a chest x-ray because of the fact that I have this symptom of breathlessness, right? Although I told the doctor, no, I don't think anything is wrong with my lung. It's more of my heart. So please do ECG for me. So the doctor said, wait, let's do x-ray first. And then when the x-ray result came out, the doctor just told me that, hey, you got a hole in your lung, you know, must send you to A&E. Yeah, correct. So the doctor says, no need ECG anymore. Just go A&E.
Wow.
So that was how I ended up in the hospital trying to, you know, get my lung back to shape lah. So it's luckily it's not a major thing. So I recuperated in the hospital, and they did some minor treatment for me, and now I'm still recuperating. But basically what this experience tells me, right, it's basically just there are some things that went through when I was in hospital. And one of the things, right, that came first and foremost to me when I was in the hospital, right, was the standard of medical care. Okay, so for those people, right, who used not to care about, you know, routine screening, that means not to care about the health, but who also do not care about the kind of medical care of standard that they have currently, right, before something happened, I will urge them to also go and review it regularly. Yeah, because by the time when an illness or hospitalization event happened, right, very often, you know, you start to scramble, you know, you call your financial advisor, hey, Lynn, you know, what class of ward am I entitled to stay in? You know, which hospital can I go to? Is it private or government? Then it may be too late. Yeah, so I guess that's the reason why, you know, for the article that you read, right, it says do not. Yeah, so that's very important. So maybe this could be one of it as well. Do not actually ignore reviewing your plans for the standard of medical care. And the other bit is also other areas of your financial planning. Like for example, the wishes that you want to do after life. You know, I know it sounds a bit morbid lah, but you know, when you're in the hospital, you really don't know what's happening, right? And then for me at that point in time was that I went in emergency, you know, I didn't even pack my hospital vacation bag, so to speak, you know. Yeah. So it's like all this went through my mind, but luckily in view of my profession, right, and the work that I do with different people, so I'm glad that I've done what I need to do, okay, at least at this point in mind. So that leaves me, you know, at peace to really talk about the treatment regime with the doctors, you know, and try to get on the road to recovery.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, if I may add, I think what you've said is really very apt, especially when you're younger, right? Never ignore the medical insurance plan, okay? I mean, because we are talking about medical care, right? You're talking about hospitalization, this and that. The one thing that we cannot escape is medical. Because when we are down, the bill can be really, really exorbitant and very expensive, especially if the illness is quite critical. And if you need to stay for a prolonged period of time, let's say like not 1 day, 2 day type, but prolonged period, like maybe weeks or even months, the hospital bill can really set you back by how many zeros at the end, you know, kind of thing. So never ignore, no matter what, medical, to me medical is really, really important. And so it's really important. And of course, like what Lynn said, the financial planning, yeah, I think if I were in your situation, Lynn, I think you were hospitalized for, I think 2 weeks, I think, right?
That's
so,
correct.
Yeah, so if I were in a situation, I would have been very worried. Imagine suddenly you find there's a hole in the lung. My gosh, you know, I don't know, is it because you lack of sleep or what? Hopefully not, because I'm also lack of sleep.
Yeah, no, the thing is, I think the lack of sleep or the rest bit is a contributing factor. But the likely reason could be a cough, because prior to this, I had a very bad bout of cough.
So
apparently, you know, it's that violent cough that could possibly have triggered it. So far, the doctors also do not know what's the real reason. For me, after all the checks and things like that, we also don't know what's the real reason. So that's why again, I'm not sure lah, but that leads me to my next point, which is a slower pace of work, because I do not know the true reason, right? And there's no real treatment, a cure for it, so to speak. And so subconsciously, right, I realized when I come back and then resume to work, right, the pace of work that I'm doing is not as per before my hospitalization. Somehow, I'm type A, you know, I'm actually type A, but subconsciously, or maybe because it's also at the hospital, the doctors also want me to say that, you know, next time in future, whatever you do, you know, try to slow motion, small action, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah. So maybe at this moment in time, my brain is still a bit traumatized by that emergency hospitalization. So that's why I take things a bit slower. But maybe half a year later, maybe I forget about it. I also don't know. I'm back to my type A self.
Yeah.
But,
I guess you're right. I mean, sometimes in life we tend to be so busy with so many things, right? And we work so fast, especially in Singapore, lifestyle is so fast. Things are moving so quickly. Like now already end of the year. I mean, we were like celebrating in the beginning of the year. Now it's really end of the year, and it's like how many more days? Today is really 20th. So another
11 more
11
days.
days is end of the year and the new year is beginning. So sometimes it's like it's important, you know, that we learn to slow down. And sometimes it's sad that we have to be so seriously sick to remind ourselves, hey, better slow down, better slow down.
No, you're right. It's
Yeah.
a reminder, law, I guess, you know, that comes at this moment in time. It's probably good also lah for me and the people around me, you know, and in fact for our audience as well, to really let them know that, you know, life is just so uncertain. And if let's say, you know, you, at least for me lah, during that period when I was hospitalized, I really am thankful for the role of insurance in my life. Okay, so I really felt that insurance is very useful, and that actually helped to take away some peace of my mind, for me to actually, it gives me peace of mind to actually recuperate. And so it's just take this as a sharing for people to remind themselves to, you know, be mindful. They must self-care themselves so that they don't, and they try to minimize life's uncertainties for themselves as well lah.
Yeah, and true lah. I mean, life is uncertain. Insurance is useful, true, because insurance gives you a peace of mind, especially when let's say if you're in a medical situation, you know that your part of insurance is covered by the medical insurance. Or let's say you're talking about, let's say wishes afterlife, right? When you're in a situation, sometimes you say, every time my bill, means, do I have enough to pass to my next generation, this and that. So yeah, I think it's, I totally agree with you that insurance, financial planning, all this is important. Sometimes you just need to set money aside for such situation, and I think it will pay off, you know, when you really need it. Yeah. Otherwise, it's still okay because you have a peace of mind. Yeah.
Obviously, we want to retire healthy lah.
Yeah.
But it's just that, you know, for me, well, I always thought I'm healthy. Things just happen. So that's why I thought that today, you know, I'll also share this bit of a bit of personal story with, you know, the audience out there, so that at least if they have not done their proper financial planning, right, please, you know, just go and review it with your financial advisor, or you can always reach out to me as well if there's a need to lah. Yeah. So actually, I still have lots more to share, you know, regards to hospitalization, but I think that is all for next week. Because actually, in fact, to round this off, I'm actually pretty happy with the hospitalization, so to speak. Not that it made me sick, but because, yeah, no, don't be surprised with it, but because it made me experience life as a patient in the hospital system of Singapore. Okay, from the private ward to the subsidized ward. Yeah, because I had a chance to stay in both a private ward, and at the same time I asked to be transferred to a subsidized ward because I do not want the air conditioning. Yeah, but when I was there, I really noticed the difference between the two different classes of wards. So I could appreciate it better to actually share it with, you know, my friends and clients, you know, what the ward kind of standard is like, so that next time, right, you know, if they need to choose the kind of experience for themselves. At least they're aware, because I can give them a more vivid picture of the different words now. Yeah. So that is something interesting lah. And
Yeah.
so for the healthy wise, right, I guess besides the don't delay the screening.
Screening, yeah. Screening,
Lily
the
has
routine screening
mentioned.
is.
Lily also has 4 other don'ts to
Yes.
share with us for the next round of
healthy,
which will happen in another
3 weeks.
3 weeks time. 3
Yes.
weeks time. Yeah.
Yes.
So remember to join us when if you're keen to know the other 4 don'ts.
Correct.
Okay.
In the meantime, if you all like what you've shared, this and that, right? Maybe you all can give us a like or a heart button or no, a love button, yeah. And you can actually share this with people or your friends, so that they can learn more about staying healthy, and the importance of having a so-called medical insurance, especially to me, yeah. Correct.
Yeah, and we also have 2 free resources here for our audience. So the first free resource is 8 costly surprises of retirement. So just like other areas of financial planning, retirement actually is a very big topic nowadays that our government is talking about as well. So if you have not looked into your retirement, perhaps this book is a good first stop to look into the areas of retirement that one could potentially be hit with, and you will take steps on how to plan for it. Okay. Right. And then the second resource that we have is from Lili, the top 10 stock screening strategies that make money, right?
Correct. So I mean, it's good if you're really into investing, this and that, or thinking of building an extra sum of income, on retirement, or even preparing for retirement. I think it's good. You can read it as well. Yeah.
So that's good. So go and download the 2 resources from these 2 links if you're not done so. And if you have not joined us in our Facebook group yet, so again, this is a link to join our Facebook group. So feel free to like and join, so that when we post any other tips and resources, you'll be updated.
Yeah. Maybe we can share this link later on in the comments, in the Facebook Live comments as well. So you can actually go and click the link later on.
Okay, I'll post that.
Yeah, correct.
Thanks, Lili, for reminding.
No.
Okay. I guess that's all that we have for this session.
Yes.
Okay,
so maybe we would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Blessed Christmas, and a New Year.
Yeah, you're right, Lili. You reminded me. So everybody, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. So we will meet each other again.
Correct. And don't forget to stay happy, healthy, wise, and have a good start to the new year. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the next time when we see our audience is really the new year already, right?
是不是 I really not too sure leh. Is it? Today is the 21st plus 7 with
the last Monday of the year.
Next Monday, there's another one. Yeah.
In
case.
Great. Just nice. Last Monday of the year. So we will talk about our article on retire wise. So that's wise. As well. Okay.
So Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, Merry Christmas now. Bye.